about when it happened. It was November.
What happened?
So it was the first protest after the decision, and I was. It was the end of the protest. We were at PGE Park, and they asked us to get off the street, and they said, get on the sidewalk, please. So everybody got off the street onto the sidewalk, and I was standing on the sidewalk like this. And this officer, Mulrich, he came up, and I was literally like minding my own business, looking in the sky. I had a GoPro in my hand, and he came up like 3 feet from me and pointed a tear gas like rocket shooter thing.
Did you have video of that on your phone?
I have it on my GoPro. I have not. I didn't actually get him that part of it, but I got him coming at me again afterwards. And he pointed that at my face, like super serious, made full eye contact with me, was just staring at me, and I was like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? I'm a woman. I weigh like 115 pounds. I don't understand how I'm a threat to you. And so then he took off, and I ran after him to get his name and his badge number, and they wouldn't give it to me. And then I got back on the sidewalk and was standing there again, and he came back around again, and this time he was staring at me because I was like, I called him out. I was just like, you're a pussy, like, why would you do that to me? You know, I'm not threatening you. And then he came back at me again and was just like staring at me, and like a guy next to me said that he was lining me up, and I was like, I don't understand what you're doing. Like, why would you do this? I'm standing here on the sidewalk like you asked. I'm a woman, I weigh like 115 pounds. There's no reason for you to intimidate me like you are.
And I said off camera, I've noticed a lot of arrests of women, and on the second night where they did the mass arrest, or rather the 29th, a week later, it was mostly women. And were you there that night? Because I was told there was mass secret arrests where they arrested people, boxed them in, and they didn't even really report on the amount of people that they arrested. I was not
there. I'm actually glad I wasn't there because I feel like I would have gotten arrested for sure that time. And I was in Seattle, but I definitely had friends there. I had a friend that was there, and they told her she was under arrest, and then they later let her go. But she said it was scary because they were letting people go, and then they would stop, and then they would let people go again. So she was like, she was fearing that they would say she could go, and then they would come and arrest her. So yeah.
Well, you're okay?
I just want to understand why he's allowed to be at protests when there was an incident a couple years ago where he beat up an old man who had dementia, and he didn't speak a lot of English. He was like Ukrainian or Russian, and he's still allowed to be a Portland police, and he's still out in the streets intimidating people and someone like me, when I have never in my life had a weapon pointed in my face. And so my first time for this to happen was Portland police officer.
What was the weapon again? It
was, you know the tear gas guns that shoot like fire? It was one of those, like a huge gun. I mean, this is what he had on. It shows him in the picture. And you came here at this meeting and mentioned that? Gun. Did you get a chance to bring that up? I didn't get a chance because I did go file a report the days that we had. So this is the gun. I don't know if you could see it, but that's what he pointed at me. And people on here thought that this guy was ISIS or something. They were like, that's a Portland police.
So he was menacing you?
Yes, yeah. So I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I haven't really. I made a report when we all went to City Hall and made the reports. I was asked.
Oh, you were there during that meeting?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there during the meeting. I went to the one where we all filed the reports. I don't remember exactly what day that was. I did hear back from them. They want me to send the YouTube video of him coming at me again because I got a clear shot of that. And so I'm going to be doing that. But I just want to know why these people are still allowed to be officers. I don't. The look in his eyes, it just felt like he was not mentally stable. And then I found out later, like a week later, that he had already beat up an old man. So I was like, yeah, I knew my feelings were right as far as like the way he looked at me. I was like, what are you doing? You know? So,
maybe he was in the right mind.
No, I think he should not be a police officer at all. I think he needs to go to like counseling or something. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for sharing that.